It's pretty wet, but just don't know if it's going to be muddy. If it is, that's going to get us grinding to a halt pretty quick. So I'm back again in Ancaster for tomorrow's Paris to Ancaster race, and I've just picked up my race number, so I'm getting very, very excited now. It has been, as you can tell by all of the water lying around, it has been raining for most of the morning, and I think it's supposed to continue raining. So the conditions might be a little bit like last year, and if you saw my video from last year, you'll know exactly what I mean. So all this water lying around has given me a little bit of a dilemma. I had ordered some new tyres, some WTB Byway 34s, which I've had before and I really, really like, but they haven't turned up, and I don't suspect at this stage they're going to turn up. So I'm going to be using my old gravel tyres, which are Vittorio Torino dry, and they're quite worn. So if the weather continues like this, if it continues to be wet and muddy, then I'm going to be slipping around like Bambi on ice on all of those muddy bits. But my tyres will be really good on the road and on the gravel. And so it's a little bit of a dilemma. Do I switch? I've got a set of knobbly tyres. Maybe I'll switch to those. They'll be great on the mud, but not so good on the road. So I don't know. So I'm going to be releasing this video after the Paris to Ancaster race, and I'm really interested, if you did the race, what kind of tyres did you use? Did you use a knobbly tyre or maybe a gravel tyre, or if you really wanted to live dangerously, did you use a slick tyre? Even if you didn't do Paris to Ancaster, if you're doing other gravel races, what do you generally use? I'm so interested to know, and maybe pick up a few tips from other people as well. Anyway, I'm about to head home, get one more sleep before the race, so I shall see you on the start line tomorrow morning. I just bumped into my friend John. He's looking as fit as a whippet, and I got to admit I stared rather enviously at his tyres because they have plenty of grip on them. I think I'm pretty well underbiked, but that's going to be a lot of fun. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Have fun.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready for the day? You ready to get muddy?
Yeah.
Good.
Have fun.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
10:15.
If you enjoy this video, can I ask a huge favour? Could you hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel? And if you do, hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I put out a new video. And then you don't go anywhere.
Wait a bit.
So anticlimactic, eh? The previous 2 years that I've done this race, I've gone out fairly easy for the first 5 or 6 kilometers, but this time I decided that I was going to push it relatively hard in the early road sections, just so that when we hit the mud, and particularly when we hit one pinch point after about 25 minutes, I wouldn't be stuck behind a whole group of people. And when we got to the pinch point, I was actually able to make it through with very little delay indeed. That little bit along to that pinch point there is so exciting. It's really narrow, everyone's trying to pass, and yeah, it's pretty hair raising, but bloody awesome. Good shot. So this is where we were ankle deep in mud last year, the bit just coming up. So we'll see how it is today. It's pretty wet, but just don't know if it's going to be muddy. It ended up being totally different from other years. In fact, it looked like the farmer has actually sort of created a road, so there was barely any mud and it was really easy to get through. Right. So that was a lot different to last year. So with that out of the way, I thought it was going to be plain sailing, because the next major section of the race is it's almost like a plantation or an orchard, and it has a nice gravel road running around it, and maybe a few potholes, but it was really easy to get through in previous years. I've got that in my mind, save myself a bit. Oh yeah, I seen the video. Oh, yeah. But when we got to that particular farm, the route was changed. It was quite a bit longer, and it took us on a series of fairly muddy paths. And I know it doesn't look that bad here, but there were a lot of mud ruts. People were falling all over the place, although I didn't seem to capture them. And actually a little further up, just as I turned the camera off, I also slipped and fell, but it wasn't too bad, and I got up and got back in action pretty quickly. There were also people all over the place with mechanicals. I saw at least 2 rear derailleurs hanging off, lots and lots of flat tyres, and a couple of broken chains as well. So I'm so happy that even with my bald tyres, I didn't have any mechanicals at all. I mean, my bike sounded really bad, but no mechanicals. So I'm just going to take this opportunity of a bit of road for some respite for a few minutes, just get my breath back, and I think we're on a rail trail, which should be okay, it should be quite nice, but we'll see. The rail trail, when you get to it, is just wonderful. I mean, it's been really good fun going through all of the mud, but after a while you just need a bit of a break, and the rail trail, it was in good condition. My tyres were absolutely fine on it, and I managed to get some good pace and overtake a few people as well. If you talk to anybody who's done this race before, if they just mention one element of it, it's going to be the 2 mudslides. And the whole time I'm going along the rail trail and sort of getting a bit of recovery, I'm thinking about these mudslides coming up. I was kind of hoping to try to ride them, but there were just far too many people. But the really good thing was I'm wearing my mountain bike shoes, and they're really good when you're off the bike. So I think a lot of people were probably struggling in road shoes. I was able to pass a lot of people. In fact, I ran for quite a lot of both of the mudslides. A little pro tip if you're doing the Paris to Ancaster next year, or if you're doing any race where you anticipate a bit of mud, carry with you a paint stir stick so you can clean your tyres off.
Okay, that second mud chute was really thick, and I cleared as much mud as I could, but I can still feel it gripping on my tyres. But about 3 kilometers to go now, maybe 4.
Although I'd made good time running through the previous 2 mudslides and then fast walking and running up this part of the hill, I began to realise that by doing that I'd burnt quite a few matches and I was getting really pretty fatigued. So by the time it came to the final long hill, I realised that I was going to be much quicker walking than trying to ride up it. And I didn't seem to be losing too many places, so I decided that was probably my best strategy. Very shortly after this, my camera, with only probably like 100 meters to go to the finish, my camera actually died.
Oh my word, that was so tough. It was tougher than last year. It was a different route. It was longer, but it was good. You see John?
No, not yet.
No, he's ahead.
I was there for a long while.
Oh, I'm sure he's ahead.
There's one thing that's really true about this race. In fact, it's true about all of the gravel races I've done, and that is that the community is so welcoming. I don't think anybody, regardless of their experience, their age, the equipment they're using, I don't think anybody would feel like an imposter. I've made so many friends through doing these gravel races and met so many wonderful people, and thank you to all those who came up and said that they watched my videos and that they enjoyed them. That's all the inspiration I need to just keep making these videos. If you have enjoyed my video, please remember, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I shall see you all on the next ride.